and welcome to Arizona Stadium. Tonight, the Arizona Wildcats will be facing the Houston Cougars in Arizona's second game of the season. I'm Teagan Rasche here with Saul Bookman, and we're reporting for the Daily Wildcat Sports. First, let's talk about defensive tackle Ed Oliver. 6'3" sophomore from Houston, Texas, and the best recruit Houston has ever had. How do you think Arizona's offense are going to do against him?
Well, you know, they got their hands full tonight. Ed Oliver is going to be a top 5 pick no matter what next year in the NFL draft when he's eligible to pursue those opportunities. He is unlike any other defensive tackle you've ever seen. People might want to think about Ndamukong Suh when they think about Ed Oliver. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's agile. He can pretty much do it all out there on the field, and if Arizona doesn't pay attention to where he's at on the field, it could really mess things up for their offense.
Do you think they're going to double team him tonight or avoid the ball where he is?
If they don't double team him tonight, they're going to have big problems. He's the kind of talent where you have to double team, or at least direct your plays away from him if you're not going to double team him. I'm sure Rich Rod has got a couple things up his sleeve for that, but he's, like I said, he's a really unique talent. He was the #1 overall rated player last year. Chose to go to Houston. He's amazing.
Yeah. Some key players in tonight's game. Arizona's quarterback Brendan Dawkins didn't pass too much last weekend against NAU. Do you think that's going to have to change tonight?
If it doesn't change, Arizona's going to lose because Houston is geared up for the run. You don't come in if you're Houston knowing that Arizona's put up well over 1,000 yards in their last 2 games, rushing alone, and not prepared for it.
Yeah.
So I'm sure defensive coordinator Mark D'Onofrio for Houston is going to be ready. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to have his guys in position. So what is Arizona going to have to do? They're going to have to throw the ball. And we didn't see much of that last week as Brandon Dawkins only threw 13 times, completing only 7, and he was pretty erratic. And that's not what you want to see. And even his long pass to Tony Ellison was just a dink and dunk pass, which Tony Ellison took for 43 yards. So we're going to have to see what Brandon Dawkins is about. I feel like this is a make-or-break game for Brandon Dawkins.
And Nick Wilson is questionable whether he's going to be playing tonight. He might be out with an injury. But last weekend, J.J. Taylor really stepped up and covered for him.
Yeah, he really did. They all took part in the game. They all did just fine. J.J. Taylor might be the feature back tonight, but Arizona has a stable of running backs. That's not really a concern of theirs. If it's not J.J. Taylor, it's Nathan Tilford. If it's not Nathan Tilford, it's Zach Green. They got a plethora of running backs back there. They're not going to be worried if Nick Wilson can't go there.
And over to Houston, they have a brand new quarterback this year, Kyle Allen. Originally, he went to Texas A&M, wanted to transfer, had to sit out a year due to NCAA rules. So now it's his first game as a Houston Cougar. How do you think he's going to play?
I don't know. We'll see. He left Texas A&M for a reason. He didn't feel like he was getting the reps that, or maybe the quality coaching that he thought he should. So he moved over to Houston. He transferred. A lot of rumors are that he kind of had it with the coaching staff over at Texas A&M. So be it. Some players feel like that, and they move on to different pastures. And he's here at Houston with another opportunity to show what he's got. So we'll see if he has what it takes. He's a local product, so I'm sure there's a ton of fans that are here to see him from Scottsdale. It'll be interesting to see what kind of magic he still has left in his heart from his high school days.
And talking about first, it's also head coach Major Applewhite's first game as head coach for the Houston Cougars. He was served as the offensive coordinator for the last 2 years, but pre-head coach Tom Herman took the head coaching job at Texas, and now he's stepping up for his first game.
Yeah, I'm sure he's pretty excited. He's been within the program for the last 3 years, so this isn't really a new team to him, which is kind of difficult, kind of different than when Rich Rod came out. As you can hear the Houston fans cheering for the team coming out. But what is at stake? Actually, we'll just pause for a second and we'll let them. There's Ed Oliver right there, ladies and gentlemen. Number 10. He's over here. So as we take a look at Ed Oliver, he's a big guy. He's the first one on the line. And he's quick, he's fast, and like I said, he's unlike most defensive tackles you're going to see this year because of his speed and his agility. You can see he's not a very fat guy, if you want to say. He's a pretty in-shape kid, and he's a beast. He's got a lot of what they call get-off. He can get off the ball real quick. He can push tacklers. He can shed them. Arizona's hands will be full tonight with Mr. Oliver on the defensive line.
This is the season opening game for the University of Houston. Due to the disasters and flooding, they had to postpone their first game against University of Texas San Antonio. But I think this is a great example of how sports really brings things together. The University of Arizona bookstore has been selling shirts that say "Bear Down to Houston" all week, and they have filled up 2 sending trucks full of donations for the victims of the flooding. Saul, how do you think that these players in Houston are going to do, like, with the devastation going on back home?
Well, you know, I know a lot of the family members have said that it really brought them all together. It's you know, the parents were really worried about the kids, and the kids were worried about the parents, because as you recall, Houston was practicing up in Austin during the hurricanes, and so once everybody was kind of able to reconnect, it kind of brought that whole community together, the football team together, the parents, the family members, the coaches, everybody to one big happy family, and they're geared up and ready to go for tonight, that's for sure.
And you were walking around the tailgating earlier today. What was the atmosphere like compared to last weekend?
You know, it was kind of subdued. It wasn't very loud. It wasn't really energetic. It was really disappointing. It was similar to NAU last week, and that was the season opener. And so I don't know. I don't know if fans are really expecting this to be a huge game. Maybe they think that Houston's not much of a team, but you know, they're just as good as anybody out there in the conference. And they beat 2 top 5 teams last year.
Yeah.
They beat 2 top 5 teams last year in Louisville. They also beat Oklahoma, 2 quality opponents, and so they're ready to go. That's for sure.
Yeah. And if you look over, you can see the Zona Zoo is already filling up with students. How do student sections affect college sports, especially football?
Well, you know, if the student section comes ready to go, they will have an impact on the game. Anytime you have a packed stadium and fans are crazy and rabid and feeling good, it energizes the players.
Yeah.
If they come out to kind of a subdued crowd against this team, it could be disaster right off the bat. So the crowd has got to come with it. They got to come ready to go, because if they don't, they're almost at a detriment to the team itself. It's like playing at a neutral site, and you don't want that if you're at home.
And moving forward, this game could be make or break for Arizona's season. Next weekend, they have another non-conference game, a away game, and then in 2 weeks, they're back on home soil for their first conference game.
Yeah, it's a challenge. A lot of people circle this game as kind of a make or break game for not only Arizona, but for Rich Rodriguez, importantly. And so we'll see where this goes. I think more importantly is how do they play.
Yeah.
If it's a close game, but they battle and it's a good game, then they'll be all right. If they come out and they just lay an egg, all of a sudden those Rich Rod rumors are going to start flying left and right, and that's going to have an effect on the team. And who knows what can happen at this point? Because we saw how it kind of affected them last year. It was just one injury after another, and things just kind of started happening, and it just tanked all the way to the last game. Luckily, that last game was a rivalry game, and they were able to show it.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll have some more coverage post-game, and you can head on over to the Daily Wildcat Sports on Twitter for live updates.